Hello everybody and welcome to today's video. So we are doing an October favorites. So I have a ton of products to get through, so let's get started. So starting off with skincare, I have the Good Molecules Overnight Exfoliating Treatments. Now I did take this from my sister, but I've been using this so much for my face and my underarms. You guys know I really am really open about my underarms, and I've been really trying to just get those under control. Now this is strong, so I have quite a familiarity with AHA and BHAs, but this definitely stings the face and my underarms. So if you are sensitive skin, I would not recommend this because you definitely can feel that exfoliation. Next up is the Ordinary AHA and BHA Peeling Solution. Now this is an on and off product. I've gone through countless bottles of these throughout the years. So I did repurchase this quite a bit ago, and I finally made the time to use it this month, and I have been so obsessed with it. I've made quite a bit of progress. It was fully new during the beginning weeks of this month, and I just love it so much. I've been really making time for it because it's just rolling only like a 10-minute mask, and I definitely do see a difference. I have really stubborn ones down here at my chin, and I definitely see them minimizing in size. Next up is the Suave Sweet Vanilla Silk Body Wash. Look at the progress. So this has actually been in my bathroom for quite some time. Let's not talk about how old this is. Now this ended up becoming an accidental favorite. I was really just trying to get rid of my body washes, and this had the least amount compared to all the other ones, so I decided to pan it, and I've been really loving it lately. I cannot put it down. This has become my absolute favorite. Now this is the more updated and reformulated formula, so this definitely has a longer lasting smell, so I can smell it after, and even like quite a couple of hours after I shower compared to their older formulations. So this has just been so good. Now moving on to beauty item, the first thing here is this About Face Lightlock lip gloss in the shade Wish You Were Here. Now this is so K-beauty coated. This is really reminiscent of the formulation that we saw in these Etude lip tint, but has a such lightweight feel of the Petty Petta tints. It's not heavy, it's not sticky. It does have the serum like formulation on the lips. It's very moisturizing. It's just so lightweight and comfortable. Now along with the About Face lip gloss, I ended up loving the Lipliner as well this month. This one is so good. So this is Midnight Seduction. Now these were definitely a hate to love. It took a while for me to really love these. I ended up picking both of these up back in September for the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. So I've been testing them out this entire month, and I really fell in love with both of these. But back to the lip liner. This is very dry and texture enhancing, so I didn't necessarily know how to use this, and I really just couldn't get this to work with certain formulations, so it took a while to figure this out, but this works so well on just dry lips. Now I know that sounds kind of odd, me as well. Like I love to prep my lips with my clear lip oil that I always use. So this was a little bit of a love and hate, but I've really been loving it so much. Now this is the last favorite for the month. This is the Maybelline Lifter Gloss. Now unfortunately these are more of a forgettable product in my collection. I don't really reach for them, but I've been obsessed with them. I ended up using it just because I really just wanted to use it, and I became so obsessed. Now this has like an oily feel to them, so it's extremely moisturizing on the lips. It's not thick, it's not heavy, it's not sticky, it doesn't get goopy when you're like talking. Now this definitely has a slight plumping feel on the lips, so it has this tingling sensation that it doesn't linger, and it's really not that heavy. In all honesty, total side note, I really think that they could have named these the Maybelline Lifter Oils because it's so thin like an oil. Now due to the formulation, the way that this sits on the lips once it's applied, it really looks like glass. Like what I'm wearing specifically right now, you can definitely tell it's a glossy shine to it, but this, because of just that oiliness, it really like smooths out the lip lines and it looks like glass. It's very stunning, and this is really something that I only really see in K-beauty, so I think this is an underrated product, and I'm so glad that I finally I figured this out, that it's in my collection, because I've been really obsessed with the finish of this because it's so pretty and just it reminds me so much of my K-beauty times. So those were all my favorites. So now it's time to move on to what I tested this month. Did I love it? Did I like it? Or was it a fail? So let's get started. Now I did test out this Rare Beauty mascara. It's just a mini version, but guys, this was such a fail. So I did end up finishing up my Prosa mascara, which I loved so much. It just dried out, so I decided to pick this one up just to get use out of it, and it's horrible. It doesn't work for my lashes, but you do need to take into account that my lashes don't work. So it's really not that shocking that this one doesn't either. So unfortunately, this is a total fail, but I am going to continue to use it. Now this Polite Society mascara, I like it. This is also in a mini version. I use this solely for my bottom lashes, and I do like it like that. It leaves this like really natural look to the under lashes. It's really pretty. It doesn't have so much pigment, so my eyes don't look super closed. So I do like it like that. But it's more just like, I like it. Now, Hard Candy did release a whole bunch of new primers, so I ended up picking up these two and I tested them out. So starting with the Blur on Lock formulation in this blue tone. Now, I love it. This definitely does feel just like a regular primer. There's nothing much to it. There's nothing little to it. It does have this blurring look to the skin. I don't think this really lengthens the wear time on my makeup, but it just looks good. Now, the Sweat on Lock primer. This is the first time that I'm ever thinking if this is a fail or not. This is a fail question mark because this definitely like sucks up the oil to the point where like I genuinely don't see any oil. But because of that, it can get really cakey. So everything that I applied on top of it, it can become too much. This definitely reminds me of the effects that you would get with the Milk of Magnesia. It has like, it leaves like a little rims around the face where it gets really, really dry. I didn't really like it when I first tried it, and I still haven't liked it even though I tested it out so much. But I am going to keep testing it out and just see if I can finally figure out how to make this work. I also ended up testing out the Makeup Revolution Sport Fix Spray. Now, I really like this. I tested it out a ton. I've made quite a bit of progress. I think I used this for like 2 whole weeks. But I really do like it. It has a slight scent and it's really good at melting all of my powders, especially like right here in between the brows. It did a really good job with that each and every time that I tried it. So I've been really loving it this month. I also tried the Wet n Wild Liquid Shadow from their Date and Dominique collection in this pink shade. Now, this was such a fail and I'm really sad about it because it's so pretty. It has this really pretty gold pink shift to it. It's stunning on the eyes, but this is just go patchy. It doesn't go on smoothly. You can't apply, like, you have to be very, very careful when you apply this because certain parts of it dries a lot quicker than the rest. So when you start like moving it and trying to blend it out, you end up lifting up one side because it's not dry, but then the other side's dry. So it just becomes patchy. And then if you want to apply more on top of it to fix what you just messed up, it just ruins the entire look. So this was a definite fail. I'm not going to give up on it because it is so pretty. The shade is stunning. But I really, really hated it this month. I also ended up testing out the Rem Liquid Shadows. I like it. It's not really much to it. Now, these do dry really quickly, so you don't have much playtime to work with it. So you got to do one eye and then another eye, and you really got to make sure you're blending these out. Because if you put too much and then it just doesn't fully dry and then you want to go on top of powder, it can get really, really gunky and you can't fix it. So usually with other liquid shadows, I kind of have like this like kind of gunky feel once it's dried down, but it kind of like struggles to dry down a bit. Usually you can fix it once you're really applying all of your shadows, but this one, that gunkiness just piles and piles and piles, and it just can look like a whole mess to it. But I do really love the shades, and I'm going to keep testing this out. I managed to figure out how to wear this, so I basically just got to do one eye, quickly blend it, and then do the other eye. It's a little bit more time consuming in the morning, but the shades are absolutely stunning. I also ended up trying out the Tirtir Cushion in 28 and out. I loved this when I first bought it, but I tested it out so much this month and I really do hate it. It's very cakey. I wore it for an entire week and it just was so horrible. I do have like this spotlight fail that I want to mention because it was that bad. So let me bring, so the worst base ever. So we're about to talk about this right now. The Makeup Revolution Pore Blow Primer, and then the Sweat Unlock by Hard Candy, and then the Tirtir Mask Cushion, and then the e.l.f. Pressed Powder. We're also going to talk about this. And then go in with the ColourPop Translucent, and then top it off with the Essence Flawless Skin Trio. This is the worst base combination I have ever had, and that says a lot because I'm always testing and trying out different bases. Everything of this combined, horrible. Very, very texture enhancing. It really shows off texture that I didn't even know that I had. So this is horrible. Now, next up is the Essence Foundation Stick in the shade 180. I also love this when I first bought this. I used it a ton over the summer. I've had this since 7/18/2025. So this is relatively newish in my collection by not that much. But I tested it out this month for like a full wear to really get my thoughts into it. And it's horrible. It's really texture enhancing. Now, this would be perfect if you don't have a ton of skin texture, but I do. I have a lot of pickaxe scars, so my texture goes down, and I did have a lot of bumps, so I had skin texture that went up. But this is just really, really texture enhancing. Now, and it does slightly oxidize, so there is also that. I also can't seem to find the right base for this. Now, this definitely has this hydrating formulation, so it never fully dries down. So as I'm like talking and like moving my face around throughout the day, I can really feel it. It's really heavy on the skin, even when I don't apply too much. But I really just can't figure this product out, even though I really thought that I loved it. But this month, this was a total fail. Next up, other CoverGirl skin enhancers. So I have 2 blush shades and 1 other highlighting shade. I love these. These were a standout product to me this month. They blend so smoothly, they apply so smoothly. They're just so good. So I tested out these 2 shades, more peachy one and this bubblegum pink one. So beautiful. I love the tones. They blend beautifully. And then the highlighter one, it's not too glittery. It's not too much. I'm considering putting this in my networking makeup bag, but I'm going to keep testing these out. But so far, these stood out to me so much. Now, I did tell you guys I was going to bring this back, the e.l.f. pressed powder. Now, this is the shade light medium. It's really just not that great. It's very texture enhancing for the under eye. So I use this for the under eye and around my entire face. Now for the under eye, it's very, very texture enhancing. I didn't know that I had texture right here until this product. So this really showed me that I have texture. Now as an overall face powder, it's okay. It works pretty good. I don't really see any issues with it, but it's just an product to me. Next up, I also tried the Lawless powder blush in the shade Daisy Pink, which is a really cute bubblegum pink. I love this. This is such a standout product next to the CoverGirl skin enhancers. It's so good. Now this definitely confirmed my small theory that I've been having, where higher end makeup does actually work, and it is quite worth it, because this went onto my skin so beautifully. And I have a ton of texture here, which is why I do a whole bunch of blush combos. But with this one, I really didn't need a blush combo. I felt like this blended beautifully on top of all of my skin texture. It just went on smoothly. It was able to blend with my different brushes. It was just so beautiful, and I get the price point with this one, even though I got it on a really affordable price. But I think I would pay a full price for another shade of this. I also tested up the Bossup Blush Boss in the shade Nude Pink 101. Now it just looks like this. It's a really pretty blending shade. It's more of a milky pink tone. Now I like this. It is more of a blending shade, so I don't really use it over here where it had a texture. I usually use it over here, but I really do like the formulation. It's a good product. I definitely see myself using this a ton more. I didn't see any of my skin texture enhanced, so I really liked it. I also tested this Be Pure Essentially Ageless Blush. Now I finally got around to testing this out. I've had it from my collection for a little bit since 8/2/2025. Now this is really stunning. This definitely adds more of a healthy glow to the skin because it has more of this luminous look, but it's not texture enhancing. But you do need to use a more flimsy blush brush with this, because if you go in with a dense one, then it can be texture enhancing. But it goes on smoothly. It's really, really pretty. But so far, I really, really like it. Next up is the Morphe Bronzer Stick in the shade Flicker. Now, on me, this is more actually a contour shade, but I love this one. It blends so smoothly. It goes on really, really well. I really like this. Was like such a standout product next to my Lawless and my CoverGirl skin enhancers. Now I really love the formulation enough to go and find my bronzer shade because it's just that good. Now I told you I was going to talk about this. This is the Makeup Revolution Pore Blur Primer. Now I do really like this product. It goes on smoothly. It goes on evenly. I don't see any issues with pilling. It does have this pore blurring look to the skin, and it does leave a matte finish. So if you're looking for more oily skin approved primers, I would recommend this one. I just haven't personally found a right base for this. I've been testing out with quite a bit of my foundations, and I just haven't found one that I'm like, oh no, like I love this one with. But it has been working so far. But you guys know me, I love finding good base combos, so but I've been liking this. I also tested out these Hard Candy Mood Shadows. I love these. Finally got around to fully testing them out for an entire week, and I really, really like them. Unfortunately, Hard Candy only makes these 2 more neutral tones, so I'm really hoping they expand their shade. I would love to see more shades about this because it's a very lightweight and thin formulation. It blends beautifully. It doesn't get gunky. You do have quite a bit of playtime around with this, so it's really perfect if you're looking for just affordable it's not even that it's affordable, it's just good. It's like I definitely would pay more higher price because of how smooth the formulation is, but because it's affordable, it just makes it even so much better. So would highly recommend this. I also tested out the Catrice Air Blush Glow in the shade 50 Berry Haze. This is so pretty. I love this. I am devastated that Catrice discontinued this alongside their matte versions. I was only ever able to purchase 2 of these before they discontinued them. And I'm devastated I never got to try Spice Base from their matte line. But this is really good. It gives such a subtle and healthy glow to the skin. You don't necessarily need to go in with a flimsy brush. You can go in with a dense, but also flimsy. So you can go in with a different versatile of tools. But it's really, really pretty and it's not texture enhancing. I also tested this Unicat liquid blush. First off, packaging, I love it so much. Now, this is supposed to be a multi-use product. You can use this as a tinted lip oil and a dewy blush, but I really love it as a blush so much. It blends beautifully, it goes onto the skin really nice, and it does leave a really pretty dewy finish, but it doesn't eat away at anything that's underneath. So if you also tend to use more like matte products underneath, because of the dewy finish of it, it doesn't eat away at anything like that. So it's a really, really comfortable formulation. I also tested out this NARS color corrector. Now, I wanted to love this. I really thought I was going to because, you know, it's a color corrector. But so far, I hate it. It has glitter in it. Okay, so the name of this is Radiant Creamy Color Corrector. I didn't think that the word radiant really meant something. I genuinely thought that this was just like another word added to the title of this. You know, I feel like a lot of products are just adding a whole bunch of words to their names of their products, and I thought this was going to be one of them. But no, when they mean radiant, they mean glitter. I never thought that I would have a glittery color corrector. And I feel like because of that glitter, nothing really on top of it goes well. It makes everything really cakey. It makes everything really gunky, especially like right here. It just doesn't blend well. It just kind of gets stuck. And then the glitter particles are no help to this. But I've been trying to test this out and see what concealers will work. And I've only found like maybe 1 or 2. And most of them don't even, and even then they don't even look that great. So I need to continue testing this out, but so far I really hate it. I also tested out this Essence Cheeky Love. Now this failed me so bad. So this is very lightweight and it's almost like a watery formulation, but it dries down so quickly because of how really, really lightweight it is. Now everything that went on top of this went on so patchy. Even like once my oil started secreting, because I have such oily skin, it didn't help it. So that's how you know this really wasn't that good of a formulation, because usually even if it's something that's patchy, my oils at some point will start like fixing it. It'll just start meshing it together, but this had no help. I put this on from like 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. and it stayed patchy the entire time. Not even my own oils could fix this. Finally, I tested out the Rare Beauty liquid blush. Now this is so tiny, but guys, I get it. I get why this is so popular. Now you really don't need a ton of product for this. Now this is a really light tone. I can't even imagine more of the darker, deeper tones. But if they were to sell them in this size, I would definitely pick them up because it does go on really nicely. It's more of a thicker formulation. Like I definitely kind of feel it, but I really like it. It has this moisturizing feel to it. It doesn't eat away at anything underneath it. I also tested the Kaja Beauty Jelly Charms. Guys, Kaja never misses. I love Kaja. We need to stop sleeping on Kaja Beauty. We need to wake up, please, because they're so underrated. This is so lightweight. It doesn't dry out my lips at all, and it's so comfortable, and the stain lasts really, really long. And it, like, initially it leaves like a nice, really gloss, but it just wears beautifully throughout the day. And look at the packaging. Now this does come with like a little charm on it. I don't personally keep mine on it just because it just doesn't work well in the way that I like have my makeup collection, but we need to stop sleeping on Kaja. Now I also tested out the Roman Glass Stain Balm. I think it's a shade. This is more of an I think it's a shade, or the lip combo that I use this with. Now I love the formula. It's lightweight, it's comfortable. It definitely glides on the lips beautifully without enhancing any dryness, any of the like the scaling, peeling lips that my lips have been through this month. None of that was enhanced with this. Now with the formulation of this, it has this more glowy look to the skin. Now once again, like what I'm wearing right now, you can definitely, like, it looks like a gloss, you know? But with this, it's really like a glowy within kind of look, which is like super odd because I've never had a formulation like this. So this was, formula wise, has really stood out to me. It just looks so healthy. It's not wet, it's not shiny, it's not glittery, it's just glowy. Lips just look healthy. I also tested out this Kaja Whip Blush. I love this. This is so good. This definitely has this blurring factor to it. So it's totally perfect for those who have skin texture just like mine. Now the shade is a 10 out of 10. I never see shades like this anywhere. It's this really pretty like nutty color. It's so pretty. Now this has more of an airy mousse texture, so it goes onto the skin really nicely. You can blend it out. You have a lot of playtime around with this. You can really like, you can definitely layer this up to get a little bit more of pigmentation. And overall, it's such a good product. We need to stop sleeping on Kaja. I also tested out the Beauty Creations Tinted Lip Oil. Now, this is more of their darker tone. Now, these are pigmented. And I'm shocked by that because this is actually an oil. This definitely feels like an oil on the lips. And considering that type of formulation, usually they don't have long-lasting or really any standout pigment, but this definitely has pigment. It's lightweight, it's comfortable, and this is a definite good alternative to those who don't like the plumping feel of the e.l.f. Glow Reviver lip oils. Now, I don't think my video on this collection is out yet, but I did do a review here on YouTube and then a first impressions over on my TikTok on the Wet n Wild and Villains collection. So I picked up the eye palette, 2 lip oils, 4 jelly highlighters, 2 blushes, and then a 1 contour duo. But I love this. Everything that I tried was just so good. It's really, really pretty. Everything just works so well. But my standout products from this collection have to be the Bad Rap Jelly highlighters. These are just stunning colors. The glittery look to these is so pretty, and I haven't had a product like that. And then the eye palette, it just blends beautifully. I literally did like, I think maybe like 10 minutes on the eye look. It really wasn't that long. It just like, the mattes blended beautifully. The glitters are always stunning. The shimmers are beautiful. It's just such an overall, like, this was a definite love from this month. Now, our last item that I tried out this month is this NARS Laguna bronzer. Now, this is the last item that I ended up using, literally the last and final week of October, but this is so good. I really fell in love with this product within the first use, and I really just don't want to put it down. So I've just been wanting to use up more of my collection, so I do need to put this down for a little bit, but I really, really fell in love with this. Goes on smoothly. It definitely doesn't enhance any texture. It goes on to my texture really, really well. Now this with the Lawless blush really confirmed that high-end makeup really is worth it. It really is just a lot less effort, especially for someone who has a ton of texture like the way that I do. It's just so pretty. Now, I do have some favorite fragrances this month. So the first one is this YSL Mon Paris or EDT Lumiere. So I did end up using this for a networking event 2 times this month, and I love it. The bottle, the packaging, everything about it. It's such a pretty fresh floral, but it definitely has a little bit more of this maturity on it. So I think it's perfect for my age and also just where I was going for those networking events. So this was perfect, and it just really stood out to me this month. I just fell in love with it so much, which is saying a ton because you guys know my love for fragrances. So for this to stand out definitely means that this was such a fave. Now, next up is a favorite fragrance combo. I actually don't have any of the products at this moment. I really thought I had it, but it was the Nivea Vanilla Body Lotion and then the Le Mon Gourmand Vanilla Mousse, and then I topped it all off with the Bath & Body Works Touch of Gold body mist. Now, that fragrance combo is so good. I also got a couple of compliments on that, so that is also such a plus. But it is everything that I love in a fall fragrance. It still has like this sweetness, this vanilla to it, and it has a slight tinge of clean. It's just so pretty. It's more of a deeper vanilla with a hint of cleaner, and it stood out to me so much. And once again, that says a lot because I love testing out fragrances. I'm using a different one every single day. So for that fragrance combo to really stand out to me this month, that means it was just a definite win with that one. And once again, I really thought that I had it, but now we're moving on to home items. So my favorite this month was definitely the Baguette and Hello Kitty lunch bag, the pink one. I'll put a picture of it, but my sister did end up taking back her Stanley, even though technically it was supposed to be mine. But I've just been loving this one. It fits everything that I need. Now, it did end up raining this month, so that material was so perfect for the rain. I felt like nothing seeped into my lunch. Now, the only thing that did get wet was the handle, but honestly, that bag has been really been so loved this month. It is like extremely dirty, so honestly it's fine that I didn't bring it in here into my film setup because it's really dirty. I gotta admit that. Now moving on to media, I am still continuing watching Shameless. I've been loving it. I'm almost done. I think I have only a couple seasons left, but I've been loving it. It's so good. It's so funny. It's like just like, I don't know, I feel like it's like a really good time to be watching that actually. And then I'm continuing watching Reba. So I feel like once you're watching this, Reba is supposed to be taking off Netflix soon. So I'm trying to finish it up. So I repicked it back. I'm almost done too. I think I only have like two more seasons when I'm filming this. So I'm going to try and like really try to finish it up before they take it off Netflix. So I've been really loving it. I forgot how much I loved it. I think I stopped watching it a couple months ago, but I love it. Now I do have some songs that I loved. Now I've been obsessed with Cat's Eye's Gabriella. Guys, I love Cat's Eye. I really, really do. Like their discography has been really good. I've been so obsessed with Gabriella. It came out quite a bit ago and I loved it then, but now I love it even more. I've been obsessed with it. I've been playing it so much on my way to school, literally on my way home from school. It's just such a good song. Now, you guys absolutely know my love for Dean. I love Dean, but I rediscovered his song Foreign and I've been so obsessed with it. You guys totally need to go and check it out. But I love that song. I would play it, but I don't know if I should, but I'll put a picture of what the cover looks, the thumbnail, I guess, what it looks like on YouTube, so you guys can also go and listen to that song. But I've been so obsessed with it. I forget, my love for Dean really is never ending. I loved him in my teens and I still love him in my adulthood. Now the last song that I was obsessed with this month is Do Jae Jung's Perfume. Now this is the subunit for NCT. Guys, I forget how much I love that song. I forgot about it. It just randomly played on my playlist one time and I loved it. I've been loving it so much this month. That's like, it's so good. The vocals, y'all know Jaehyun's part. It went viral, but like that part, I love it. The tone, the song is just so good. Now into like more movies and TV shows, I did end up watching a BL. Now you guys know my love for BLs, but I haven't really had much time to just really sit down and like really watch a new one. So I ended up just rewatching Perfect 10 Liners, like just on and off, not really like continuously. So really just whenever I had time, but I did end up finishing up this month. And then I did rewatch We Are, but I mostly just watched the Tan and Fang part. So there's like this playlist over on YouTube, so I just watched that and I really loved it. I love Tan and Fang from We Are. They're my favorite couple. Now my love for movies is never ending. I love watching movies. So I rewatched Legally Blonde, 10 Things I Hate About You, and I finally watched Sydney White. I thought I watched it and I never had. I was like, oh my god. So I finally watched it. Guys, I love Nerdy Man. I love Nerdy Man. God, when I had heavy editing days, I just like rewatched all these movies and I love him. You already know. I love him. He's my favorite character. We needed more. We needed more. We need to bring rom-coms back because why aren't they like this? Oh, and total side note, I did not know Jesse McCartney's like Beautiful Soul was in it. When that played, I was like, wait a minute. I know who that is. And it was Jesse McCartney. What a time. What a time. We need to bring that back. Oh my god, I rewatched Mean Girls. That was the last thing that I watched in terms of media this month. You guys know I took a film class and it really like altered my brain chemistry, but now from like my newer film and script perspective that I have, it stands the test of time. So if you were to release that in 2025, it would work. It's just so good. It's so good. I forget how much I love Mean Girls, but now that I have this more newer perspective on like film and script writing and stuff, just stuff like that, I see it differently. Great, my ring light died, but I see it differently now, right? It's everything that I miss, and considering it was like a early 2000s movie, it just stands the test of time. Now into our monthly empties, I did end up finishing up quite a bit of products this month. I'm so proud of myself. But the first thing that I finished this month was this strawberry Shea sugar scrub from Tree Hut. This is old. let's not get into how old this is. But this definitely made me question why I stopped using body scrub. I finished up this one, so now I'm trying to get through other ones, and I've been so obsessed. So it really did take me this entire month to finish it up. There wasn't a ton of product left in it, which is why I really was working on it, plus because it's old. But I managed to finish it up. Now, in terms of I will repurchase this, I do have a backup of this one that's also like halfway done, so I need to finish that one first. But I don't think I'm going to repurchase this solely because I bought this blindly. I bought 2 of them blindly a couple years ago, and just because someone said it was good and I just bought it, and then I just couldn't return it because I realized that I didn't like it. So when you open this up, I think this does have a smell. Yeah, it still does have a smell. They're really strong smelling too. That's a good thing with a tree hat. But with the thing with this, I don't like the smell initially. Like when you're opening it up and just like, I don't like it. It just smells like plasticky, and it just don't like it. It really just does smell like plastic, that you put a fruity body spray so that it doesn't smell like plastic. That's what this smells like to me. I open it and I just don't like it. I don't like it until I actually use it. Now, once I use it and once I wash it off, it's a really fruity strawberry. It smells really, really good once it's off. But because I don't like it when I'm opening it, it really just made it hard for me to use, you know? Like I had to not breathe for a second and then breathe until I was washing it off so I can get the good smell of it. Now I did end up finishing up the TheraBreath Oral Rinse in Mild Mint. I love this. This is definitely a repurchase. As you can tell, this is the big bottle, so I definitely have gone through many of these in my life, but I love this one. This is my morning mouthwash because it really is a mild mint. So I love this one because I don't have time in the morning. I gotta get ready and I gotta eat. So I don't have much time frame to wait to get rid of that really harsh minty taste in my mouth. So with this one, it's just perfect for the morning because I can use this and I wait a little bit and I can eat without having to taste my breakfast with a side of mint, if that makes sense. So I love this. This will definitely be a repurchase. Now, I did end up finishing up the Ordinary Salicylic Acid 2% Serum. I love this. I've gone through multiple bottles of these in my lifetime, so this will definitely be a repurchase. But I think this is my 3rd bottle that I've ever gone through. I love this. I used it a ton when I was younger, when the Ordinary was still a little bit more cheaper. Now, this is still relatively a cheaper product, but I will be picking this up. Now, I do see results with this, so I don't think I'm going to repurchase this immediately. I do need to get through some other products first, but you guys will see this again at some point. Now, I did end up finishing up my Milani eye primer. Now, this is a long time coming. This is old. Now, this is a product that went unlabeled for many years, so I didn't know if I got this in 2021. Now, the timeline that I put this was open from 2021 to 2023, so don't really know how old this is. This could be really old or it can be semi-old. I also don't cut my bottles. That's just not how I do my stuff. So I really squeezed it to the point where my nails cut through it. You guys can see the marking that my nails left. But I was squeezing till there was no more. Look how flat that is. I love it. I'm proud of it. It's actually been a repurchase. I've gone through 2 of these now in my lifetime. This is my 2nd bottle of this. But this time around, I really fell out of love with this formula. It's definitely more on the drier side. So with this, you don't have much playtime around with it, and the formulation has always been like that, which is why I loved it so much when I was younger, because I had a lot more oiliness on my eyes compared to now that I'm in my adulthood. I still have oiliness in my eyes, but it's not that bad. So it did have shadows last a really long time, which is why I loved it for so many years. But I definitely began to drag my eye because of how quickly this will set. Now, this definitely needs to be basically applied immediately once it's out of the tube, so really going in with one eye and then the other eye. It was a little bit more time consuming in that way, so I would just do both eyes at the same time, and I just noticed that I would really drag my eyes with this, and it's just not good for the skin around my eyes. It's just not good overall. So for the time being, I'm definitely not going to repurchase this, but this is technically a repurchase, so I wouldn't be shocked if one day along the line I end up repurchasing it again. I did also end up finishing up a VO5 Kiwi Lime Squeeze Conditioner. Now, this is old too. Let's not talk about how old this is too. I think this is probably the least old out of everything that I said was old. But you guys know I've been on my hair journey, so I like to use these more cheaper formulas for my first cleanse just to really get rid of the gunk and the buildup before I go in with more moisturizing products. I'm still working on its matching shampoo, but I'm almost done with that one. I usually go through conditioner first either way, so it's not shocked that this is the only one that's done. Now, I would highly recommend this for more thinner hair. I have quite thick hair, so I gotta use a ton more product. And then the scent of this really doesn't last at all on my hair. I really don't smell it. Literally, I will rinse this and I don't even smell it. So I do have a couple more from this brand that I'm going to be getting through. But in terms of this one, I will not be repurchasing this. Now, the last product that I finished was my Maybelline Fit Me foundation. I had like the tiniest little bit left and I finally got around to using what was in here. But it was just my Maybelline foundation. Now it's fully done. It's fully complete. I ended up finishing up like the bottle itself in September. And I had the tiniest little drop that I was really committed to just using. I love this foundation. I'm really thinking of repurchasing it because the last bit that I used, I really loved it. I love it so much, just like right here. If I ever feel like my skin's just really textured and nothing just sits right, that foundation is always just my go-to. So I've been thinking of repurchasing it, but I'm so glad that I finished it. Okay, everybody. So we definitely had a very busy October. Considering that October is my most busiest month of the year, you know, it's very heavy on networking. You know, as a business girly, I am everywhere talking to everybody. So it's a lot of just a ton of things in my personal life. So for me to be able to test so much products out and finish up some stuff, considering the most busiest month, is crazy. And I wanted to note that because I'm in shock, honestly. But we had so many standout products. We finished up some products, and I just had some really amazing favorites that I'm going to be continuing bringing in with me in the next couple of months. But this is it for today's video. So totally let me know what was your October favorites. What did you try out? Did you end up finishing up anything this month? Totally let me know everything. But this is it for this month's October favorites. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!